Recorded, there's a late change on the Gaeil Colmcille team. Number 11, Martin Barrett, will now play start the match instead of number 26, Ian Price.
So, Fáilte Gaeil, you're all very welcome on the Ideal Bathrooms Media TV. Just here, there was a late change to the team for Gaeil Colmcille, where Martin Barrett was replaced by Fionn Ferguson, but then due to injury in the warm-up, that change was reversed. Marty Barrett will actually end up back at number 11. So the programme that's been on social media and sent to the clubs for Gaeil Colmcille is correct. There's just one change on the Wolfe Tones team. Number 13, Oisin Martin, has replaced number 18, Dan O'Neill. So that's the only change on the Wolfe Tones team. But joined up here for the Fairyhouse Steel Senior Football Championship game, commentary will be done by Davy Rispin from We Are Meath and Cortown GA Club, and he'll be joining me, Kieran Flynn, the County Piro, on the camera. So Davy, take us away there, please.
Thanks a million, Kieran. So as you say, late drama in the Gaeil Colmcille side. There was a late change, but there's another late change, so we'll take you through the team from 1 to 15. In goals is Justin Carey Lynch, number 2 is Johnny Quigley, full back wearing number 3 is Polly Tormey, and 4 is James Riley, 5 is Conal Courtney, 6 Geordie Muldoon, and 7 is Shawnee Curran. Where number 8 is Philly Ward, and he's joined by the captain, Liam Ferguson. Evan Sheridan wears 10. Where number 11 is Martin Barrett, and 12 is Fionn Riley. 13 Seamus Matamo, 14 Ryan Farnham, and 15 Brian Hanlon. On the Wolfe Tones team, there is one change, as Kieran says. So Dan O'Neill does come in for Oisin Martin. So in goals, making his championship debut today for Wolfe Tones is Cian Farnan. 2 is Brewick O'Finnegan. 3 is Adam O'Neill, and cornerback where number 4 is Conor Shepherd. 5 is Niall O'Reilly. Centre back where number 6 is Shane Glynn, and 7 is Caelan Ward. Where number 8 is Alan Callaghan, and he's joined in midfield by number 9 Pádraig Diamond. Number 10 Thomas O'Reilly. Centre forward where number 11 is Cian Ward. 12 is Stephen Shepherd. Coming into the side where number 18 is Dan O'Neill. Number 14 is Cian O'Neill, and number 15 is Sauron O'Finnegan. So Kieran Flynn, late drama, I suppose. We thought there was a change. Barrett was an injury doubt coming into this game. Didn't play in the Feis Cup final on Bank Holiday Monday. Fionn Ferguson did play, so it looked for all intents and purposes that Gaeil Colmcille would stick to that team. But as we said already, Fionn Ferguson has pulled up in the warm-up with an injury, and Martin Barrett, albeit maybe not at 100%, comes into the team.
Yeah, well, no better man to come in. Like, he's not going to be phased. Martin Barrett's been on the scene a very long time. He's a seasoned senior footballer, so I wouldn't worry about it on that end. But just probably from maybe a tactical point of view, I don't know, maybe from kickouts or maybe the scheme, it's always harder maybe when you're expecting a guy to be there that someone else changes. But I think Gaeil Colmcille are that seasoned outfit that it shouldn't really matter. It's just maybe for Martin Barrett himself, like he was probably just not expecting to start, and now he's in, but it's just disappointing, poor old Fionn. Like, Fionn is good servant for Kells too, and he's well able to play. He'd be disappointed now. It was just a little tweak of a hamstring or something, or groin, or
yeah. So and like a very interesting dynamic, as we said, they only played less than 2 weeks ago in the Feis Cup final from 2020, and Gaeil Colmcille were comprehensive winners on that occasion. Took us a little bit by surprise. It's probably going to be a completely different game this afternoon. Absolutely,
and one massive change, we mentioned it on that commentary, was the goalkeeper Cian Farnan is in. He's a transfer in this year for the Wolfe Tones team. His kickouts are different. David Nolan probably a bit more traditional, long range. Farnan probably able to pick a man a bit more maybe with a direct kick. So it'll be interesting to see what dynamic that changes. But at the minute, just see the team is lining out a bit different than normal. Well, I just said the goalies are in the same goal. That's what I was thinking. I think they're obviously swapping ends. Cian Farnan just has to get up the field. I was thinking that was an interesting tactic now. Paul Tormey at full forward. I was wondering there for a second.
He was going to get the balls and collect them. But yeah, little or no breeze to report. Very calm and a settled afternoon in Park Talton. Dry overhead, pitch in great condition as per usual. And yeah, very exciting game.
Colin Flynn has it here. Shepherd is in. Shepherd didn't start the last day either. Stephen Shepherd in for the breaking ball. So definitely he's a starter, different as well from the last day.
Yeah, we mentioned him. He did come on, and he obviously played in the intermediate hurling final last week. He captained the Wolfe Tones to that, so he will be a key player, and Wolfe Tones will need that, because you remember back here on Gaeil Colmcille absolutely dominated the kick out in the Feis Cup final. Wolfe Tones need a ball winner in the middle third.
But yeah, they dominate the primary possession and they dominate the secondary possession from the breaking ball, and I think that's really more criminal. Like, kickouts aren't usually won too much in the modern game straight from it. It's the breaking ball is really a definition game.
Yeah, and Pat Gaeil gets us underway here in Park Talton, right on cue, just a little bit over the time, and Gaeil Colmcille straight onto the offensive. And Ball inside to Ryan Farnan, first touch, and he passes it back out to Evan Sheridan, traditional player on the left foot. Seamus Matamo dropping deep into his usual position. And Gaeil Colmcille looking for the two-man full forward line and trying to find Beano Hanlon first and foremost. But Shane Glynn, interestingly enough, Kieran Flynn has gone into Markham, so that's one fascinating duel to watch.
Definitely, and Glynn, of course, has played county football. He's a good man. He was initially down as the joint captain for the Wolfe Tones with Keane Ward, but due to the rule changes this year, you're not allowed to have joint captains. So Glynn has obviously taken the captain's armband per se, and he's going for the toss. So it's a big one for him. It's a lot of leadership to be Markham on the best forwards as well as leading the team.
Yeah, absolutely. And that kick out from Keane Farnan did go in the direction of Stephen Shepherd, but it's won by Gaeil Colmcille and Conal Courtney. He gets it on to Shawnee Curran. First real time Gaeil Colmcille have had a chance to run at the Wolfe Tones, and here's Seamus Matamo jinking inside, punted forward, lovely ball, just didn't go to Hanlon. It was Beano Hanlon, I think, again, maybe trying to knock it down to Ryan Farnan, but the Wolfe Tones emerged from it. And here is Pádraig Diamond, first time they've got hand on ball outside, nice punted ball into space and well taken in by the wing back who is playing at wing forward, and that's Caelan Ward. But it's brilliant dispossession by James Riley, and the ball will be switched across to Shawnee Curran. He can get possession once again for the second time in as many minutes. Curran marauding forward once again, and Wolfe Tones getting plenty of bodies back, but he's found Evan Sheridan, who fists it on in turn to Conal Courtney. He's in the far corner. Will he take a shot on? He recycles it back out to Sheridan. Sheridan trying to get onto his left foot. Here's Ryan Farnham, and looked to be a shoulder in the back, but
no, that's fair enough. I think side on, was it?
Ball played on, exactly, and that could have been handled on the ground. In any such case, Gaeil Colmcille have possession, and Seamus Matamo trying to jink inside. Good defended from the Wolfe Tones, but the free eventually does come, and Kieran Flynn, that was a long passage of play.
Absolutely, and it looked like Matamo went down probably easy enough, but it's easy enough when three lads on top of you, I suppose. But I think Pat Coyle, in fairness, was right beside the play. Probably Matamo has to get the benefit of the doubt, just breaking the tackles like he does so often. But Gaeil Colmcille, a little bit more the aggressor so far. Shepherd, will he get a black card? Shawnee Curran just passed the ball, and then Shepherd stood across on him. So it'll be interesting to see. He could give him a black for that.
It's a yellow, actually.
Yellow.
So maybe a bit of a let-off, yeah.
Yeah, well, like, I don't know the rule. Like, if it's deliberately collide with the player after they've played the ball or for the purpose of taking out the play, that's what the rule states, and that's what he did. So
yeah,
possibly the wrong colour.
Relatively straightforward opportunity for Beano Hanlon to open his account for the day. Familiar stance, familiar dance, and familiar result in the end. Gaeil Colmcille do take the lead, and just under 3 minutes gone, and Beano Hanlon gets his first of the day, and Gaeil Colmcille lead.
Yeah, like, it's an interesting start. We're 3 minutes in. It's been very much around the middle third. Shawnee Curran has come, as you said, marauding up the field a few times now. Alan Callahan hit him, and so did Shepherd, so he's getting well used to the contact. But that's definitely what Gaeil Colmcille love, running up the field quick, moving it quick to the hands. Yeah,
absolutely. And Wolfe Tones winning possession from their second kick out, and Dan O'Neill, that man, late inclusion, returning from London. He's been home for the last couple of weeks, was tugged out for the Fesh Cup final but didn't play. Nice ball into Martin Barrett. Barrett turns away, chance for Gaeil Colmcille, but Barrett elects to face over, and Gaeil Colmcille double their lead. Kieran Flynn, lovely ball into Martin Barrett that time.
Absolutely, absolutely. He just showed his class there to just break the tackle and get around. And I know the Barrett family will be happy. Father Donald is a staunch Mayo man from Belmullet, so they're happy men this weekend. So Marty Barrett just showing a bit of class and experience there to break the tackle.
Yeah, absolutely. Good scoring. Wolfe Tones need to score, you'd suggest, to settle. And there's Stephen Shepherd. He really ought to have got a hold of that, but he didn't, and it's broken through favourably to Philly Ward. Philly Ward for Gaeil Colmcille. Beano Hanlon, lovely dummy solo onto the left. Can it stay on, but it drifts wide. He'll be disappointed with that. Off his weaker foot, albeit Kieran, but he sold the man to the shops for bread and milk. He'll be disappointed not to get the score.
Yeah, he didn't. I had the feeling it was coming. He didn't get me in the camera now. I stood on the left foot. I knew it was coming. It's just a bit easier up here, I think, to know it's coming. But you have to trust it, because if you don't follow the dummy, like, he'll burn you. So you have to follow it, and that just shows his class. Just disappointed with the kick.
Yeah, and Wolfe Tones again go along, and this time it's taken brilliantly. And
Sauron, is it?
Sauron O'Finnegan drop it deep, and Wolfe Tones seem to be adopting, trying to isolate possibly Cian O'Neill inside, and Thomas O'Reilly is playing almost just on the edge of the D or the top of the D. It's an interesting sort of formation from Wolfe Tones today. And obviously
somewhat triangular, isn't it?
Yeah, Caelan Ward is playing closer to goals as well, so we'll just keep an eye on that with a bit of interest. But Dan O'Neill, certainly a player with great pedigree, former county man as well. Good to see him back, and he picks out Thomas O'Reilly, that telepathic understanding. And here is Cian Ward going towards the sideline. He's hit it well, but it's just not going to curl back inside, I don't think. And it's drifted to the right, and it's drifted wide.
Yeah, disappointing like Keane as well. He didn't have his greatest game in the Fesh Cup final. Was it 2 weeks ago now? And he probably just kind of, what I would say, took that a bit off the cuff a bit. It probably needed to be another bit brought in, worked.
Yeah, and Justin Carey Lynch, dicey enough kick out, but
uncharacteristic, yeah.
May well go to hand, but it doesn't. Wolfe Tones win it, and Niall O'Reilly, lovely pick up and pirouette turn as well, trying to nudge off James O'Reilly, and he passes it back out to Cyrano Finnegan. He tries a dummy of his own, didn't really come off. Was that ball handled on the ground by Philly Ward? I would have said it was, but
tight now, yeah.
Yeah, Pat Coyle's given the free to Gaeil Colmcille, and James Riley will look to get things moving
one
again.
One of them tight ones when you can bring possession down with you if you can catch it in the air. So it's kind of, did he catch it just off the ground and bring it down with him? That's probably the leniency by the referee.
Yeah, absolutely, and James does go short and gets the ball back, and they go work it through the hands. First time we've seen Fionn Riley massive force in the Fesh Cup final. He hit 2-2. He was absolutely outstanding in a man of the match display, and nice ball from Philly Ward trying to get Ryan Farnham in on it, but that's great cornerback play by Conor Shepherd. He was a key protagonist for the Wolfe Tones hurlers here last Saturday night when they won the intermediate championship from 2020, and there's quite a few of these guys actually playing. They've been busy for the last few weeks.
Absolutely. Just commented, Martin O'Halloran there from Meath just said, good work lads. He'd be over in Trim watching the parish play. He's a Rathmaline club man. He'd be watching the Fina play football. So if you have any comments or queries about, make sure you comment in and interact with the feed.
Yeah, and Fina take on Curraha today in the opening round of the senior championship as well. And here is Cian Ward, very deep. Seems to be a new role adopted by Cian Ward in the Wolfe Tones on the 40, and they go through the hands, and it's a slow, sort of ponderous build-up, and they probably need to inject a little bit of pace if they're to trouble and breach that Gaeil Colmcille rear guard. But Cian Ward surveying the options, he's sliced that off the left foot, not exactly what he'd intended, but it goes to hand, and there's Cian O'Neill on the loop. He's hit it high. Is it going to stay inside? And it's drifted wide, and that's a second wide in quick succession for the Wolfe Tones game.
Yeah, and someone's asked the score there, John Smith. It's 2-0 to Gaeil Colmcille after 7 minutes.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Gaeil Colmcille, they're playing man to man. There's no like designated sweeper that I can see there, but it's just the fact that Wolfe Tones are pushing all their men forward. It's got very much hitting a wall there. Gaeil Colmcille are trusting their men one on one.
Yeah, and John Smith will be in action later on for Centralstown when they take on Summerhill in the senior championship. One of the standout ties this weekend. And look at this from Seamus Madamo, bursting forward. Madamo cross. Surely it's going to be passed.
Was he in the square?
And it is. Martin Barrett.
Was he in the square before the ball?
I don't think there's any doubt about it. Wolfe Tones are protesting, but Seamus Matamo.
Oh, I'd love to know if people watch that on the telly.
Yeah, Seamus Matamo turned on the afterburners, Kieran. He wasn't for catching, and he just passed it across to Martin Barrett. Easy finish for Barrett. 1-2 to no score.
Unbelievable, and that's the one that all the teams around the county are training, the back post slap in. The question was Martin Barrett in the square before the pass? You're allowed to advance in once the pass has been made, but you can't be standing there as the ball leaves Mattimo's hands. So that'd be an interesting one now for those watching at home. You can rewind it. We can't rewind it and we filming it.
Yeah, and there's
just tackle the mark. Yeah, you're entitled to the first 4 steps, right?
Cian Ward ought to have be sizing this up, and I think that's exactly what he's going to do here.
It's a fair 13 metres broad.
It is, because he caught it literally in the middle of the field.
Like if you do your maths, like that's 20 metres between them two big lines, so it's after going 25 metres up.
Absolutely, but it is
close.
It's actually going to be Caelan Ward, the youngest of the Ward brothers, to size this one up. So interestingly enough, Cian Ward is leaving this to Caelan with the left foot.
Obviously now an internal family matter. They decide that amongst the family, and then
does slightly favour the left foot, and you'd suggest at this stage that Wolfe Tones, we've almost played 10 minutes here, they need a score just to settle themselves into the contest. And here is Caelan Ward. Can he provide a slightly different run up? Great effort, lovely execution, and a fine score from Caelan Ward, and one that Wolfe Tones desperately needed. So Wolfe Tones on the board. Gaeil Colmcille 1-2, Wolfe Tones a point, Kieran Flynn, and a lovely strike for Caelan Ward that time.
Absolutely, and it just shows you like the legacy fact, the Ward family, and you see Philip there as a selector, and of course Fairyhouse involved as well, coming back from injury. A great family affair in the Wolfe Tones, and looks like Caelan could be taking the freeze for a long time to come too. Absolutely,
and a ball flicked on, and my word, Shane Glynn needed to get that, because had Fionn Riley got it, Beano Hanlon was free inside, and Gaeil Colmcille could have been in for another major. But nice ball inside. Thomas O'Reilly was adjudged to be fouled by Johnny Quigley. And again, another family affair there, Kieran Flynn. The Niall and Thomas O'Reilly linking up, and it's going to be a free and another opportunity for Wolfe Tones to get a second consecutive score here.
Yeah, it's clever play by Thomas O'Reilly. He just used his body to get it in front, and he kind of ensured that Quigley had to either pull him down or nearly commit, and he would have been beaten on the turn. So that's probably an extremely clever play by the county man, Quigley was left really with little choice only to foul or to let him buy him. So I think if Gaeil could put this over now, he'd be happy enough.
Yeah, this one he's going to go from the hands, obviously closer to goals, a little bit further out, cuter angle, but again, favourable effort for a left footer, and Caelan Ward will be confident after his last score. So it is Caelan Ward from the hands for Wolfe Tones. Can he get the curl? He hasn't. It hasn't come back inside, and that's a bit of a let off for Gaeil Colmcille, and Wolfe Tones will brew that. Kieran Flynn, that was a real scoring opportunity for a man of his calibre.
Yeah, and there's a bit of a wind like swirling. It's not chaotic as it was in the last 2 weekends we were here in Páirc Tailteann, but you want to be scoring against it all the same, and Caelan would be disappointed for it. Like, we're judging free takers now in the senior championship on nearly perfection. Yeah. Like, a miss is just not acceptable anymore because we expect such high standards.
Yeah, absolutely. Dan O'Neill putting the pressure on the far side, and Evan Sheridan, who's just giving him a little nudge as well to the ground, but nothing.
I thought he was trying to help him up. No.
Yeah. Nothing too much in it. Dan O'Neill is going to have to silent for Wolfe Tones, and he's going to go back.
Edward Kirby, I think, from Bly versus Wolfe Tones, has been practicing ballet in pre-season, all those pirouettes. So.
Yeah. Love a good pirouette myself. Good to
avoiding contact, I think.
Good to hear from Eddie. They have their opening round of the Intermediate Championship against Drumbarra this afternoon in Bohermeen. Should be a cracker, actually. One of the standout ties this weekend in the Intermediate Championship. Two good clubs on the rise, and back to here, and again Wolfe Tones adopting a bit of a higher press, and they're going after Gaeil Colmcille, trying to make it hard for them coming out from the back, and that's probably something that they had their own way. And Niall O'Reilly did enough to win possession back, and Caelan Ward getting it, and again that press coming into effect, and Wolfe Tones pushing right up on the Kells men. And here is Cian Ward, familiar turn inside, Wardy for Wolfe Tones, ball inside to, I think it's Niall O'Reilly. Was he fouled? He's given a free out.
Tight now. That's an extremely tight decision.
Yeah, it was, and it would have been a penalty. Niall O'Reilly not protest him. He would be the type of player to just get on with it, but
yeah, I think
he had a bit of a case there.
A little one, yeah, but I just think the Tommy just got on the right side of him, I think, just to allow it. But then it's one of these ones, if that was in the middle of the field, it would have been a free.
Absolutely.
It's just, you know yourself then, when it's a penalty, it's supposed to be the same rule applies, but it rarely does. Absolutely. But I think in the scheme of big senior football matches, I think probably Pat Gaeil was right there, to be honest. Very hard. If you concede that penalty, you'd be extremely frustrated.
True that. And Justin Carey Lynch's long free kick evaded everyone, and Shane Glynn for the second time in this move getting on possession. He did well, you know that, because the initial pass wasn't actually on, but Wolfe Tones have somehow managed to retain it, and Thomas O'Reilly was fouled. He was being tackled by 2 or 3 men at that time, and Wolfe Tones have another free. And Kieran, they've dominated the last 5 or 6 minutes here.
Yeah, since the goal conceded, they've actually been the better team by a country mile, and it just shows you that when you really push yourself, this is not the Wolfe Tones team we've seen in the Feis Cup. The press, as you mentioned a few times now, that wasn't evident. Maybe they're holding it back, or just they weren't championship speed ready. Championship is a different ball game, and teams really try everything, and the press has been really significant by the Wolfe Tones, and Gaeil Colmcille are trying to play positively, working it out, and it's hard work.
Yeah, so this is very central for Caelan Ward, dead straight in front of the posts, almost 40 metres out between the top of the D and the 45. Again, he hits it. This time it's drifting, but it stays on, and he's got his second, and Wolfe Tones have their second, and we have a 3-point game. 13 and a half minutes gone in Páirc Tailteann. Gaeil Colmcille 1-2, Wolfe Tones 2 points, and we're getting close to the water break territory, and you'd say at this stage that Larwall and Concleary and co will be happy to get Gaeil Colmcille in, Kieran, because Wolfe Tones have got into this game eventually.
Yeah, they're just getting a lot of the possessions. We see another catch there, Sauron, and a trip, but not a deliberate one.
Yeah, but a brilliant take, and he is playing in the middle.
He should be brought up. I think Keane is telling Pat the route. If the mark is impeded, it should be a free 13 metres more advantageous.
Or 25.
But
yeah, good to see Sarah Finnegan in the game. I suppose he's playing deeper. We did see him in the Feis Cup final playing inside. Very talented boy when they get possession to him, and that surely was a free on Thomas O'Reilly. It looked like he was pulled back, and
it's only a little pull.
Well, they all count. But anyway, Gaeil Colmcille have possession, and they play on through Evan Sheridan. Cian Ward is the man getting back, and in fairness to Pat Gaeil, he's letting this game play, and Wolfe Tones have another significant turnover there. Great play by Cian Ward getting back, and they're looking to get things moving again. But
just a comment in there from Stephen Smith from Kildare. He said Fionn Riley gave an excellent talk to the under-15 hurling development squad on nutrition and performance. A very knowledgeable man, so definitely he knows his stuff on sports nutrition and high performance. So
yeah, and a soccer background as well, so he would have been exposed to, I suppose, a professional environment as well. Fionn's a great lad. involved with the cool camps as well with Dudley Farrell at the minute as well. I think he's doing the rounds, so he's a busy boy at the minute. But Wolfe Tones are very much in this. 15 minutes are gone. They're starting to win possession out around the middle, and that's
score. It's 1-2-2. Someone asked
really
for the score there.
Sloppy there by Dan O'Neill to give that away. But in fairness to him, he's one possession back with a brilliant tackle on Fionn Riley, and he's emerging with it now, and he's got Cyrano Finnegan, big hit as well with Geordie Muldoon, but the ball is played on to Pudge Diamond for Wolfe Tones, ball inside,
Barrett.
but it's that man Martin Barrett back in his own full back line, cutting out a certain goal because Cian O'Neill was waiting, and there's a high challenge there coming in by Thomas O'Reilly. I think Kieran Flynn, it looked worse than it was because Shawnee Curran was on the way down.
Yeah, it was a high tackle on a low fella, if that makes sense. He just was nearly around, it was nearly hip height by the time the connection was made, but referees have been told if there's connection between the shoulder and the head, it's a yellow card. So,
and he's duly obliged by giving Thomas O'Reilly that yellow card. And another, I suppose, decent opportunity for Wolfe Tones goes a begging, and Gaeil Colmcille still maintain that 3-point buffer, but it hasn't been comfortable in the last 10 minutes. They really haven't kicked on since that goal, and
the water break is due any second. As you said, David, they need it. They badly need it.
They do, and they also need a score. Can they materialise something? And here is Geordie Muldoon outside the right boot, putting James Riley on the front foot again, and he's going to go back and play it inside. But he does well. Another lovely.
Oh, it's a lot of bloody football on the sideline.
And it's a good tackle again by Niall O'Reilly. The first of many he's made. He's been really, really good. And Caelan Ward back beavering away as well. And he's got possession back for the Wolfe Tones. And Shane Glynn can start another attack. He switches the point of attack to the far side. And this is Brewick O'Finnegan for the first time coming out with the ball. He's going to play it through the hands. And big Alan Callahan, he didn't really want that. And he hasn't got it either. No. And overzealous challenge, shall we say, on the Gaeil Colmcille man, and look at the run from
deliberate to slow down and play it.
Stephen Shepherd trying to get back, but Gaeil Colmcille go through the hands again. We have played 17 minutes in this first half. We are over the water break territory, you'd say, but it can be taken any time, I believe.
Just a comment in, Eamon Quinn there from Ballinabrackey said, were you watching the kills in Ballinabrackey? Yes, he thought Danny Quinn's red card ruined the game. Now I wasn't, now because Dunsany we were playing in that boy, so I wasn't here.
I actually did that game, and it was a really, really good game. Ballinabrackey played all the football in the first half, led by 4 or 5 points. Sloppy goal conceded at the start of the second half, and then the red card, Kieran. He raised his fist, and what you know yourself, once you raise the fist, you run the risk of the wrath of the referee. He got a straight red card. Game completely turned on that. But very entertaining game, and Colmcille's worthy winners in the end.
You were doing that on Brax TV, were you?
I was, yeah.
I might see on Oldcastle TV later. Now you'd be on any TV now. Just if you put on any channel now, you'd be like, you could be anywhere.
Absolutely. We have finally hit the water break here. So 17 and a half minutes gone. Gaeil Colmcille lead by 1-2. They have that 3-point lead. But Kieran Flynn, after the first 5-6 minutes, Wolfe Tones settled into their task and got to grips with Gaeil Colmcille, and they've reduced the deficit from 5-3. Yeah,
definitely. And the fact that the goal, which we'll check it back, but was it in the square, was it not? That could be a big talking point after the game. But within the spirit, it was played, it was a goal. But then Wolfe Tones reacted extremely positively, came up the field and really dominated possession. They pressed, they won kickouts, primary and secondary ways, and they just pushed up dramatically on Gaeil Colmcille, a team which is renowned for its ferocity and its pushing up and pressing ability. It's not easy, like we saw it last night with the senior football between Mayo and Dublin. Mayo did what Dublin have done to so many teams over the years, and this is kind of a similar instance in the sense that Wolfe Tones are doing exactly what Gaeil Colmcille have done for years. Press up, really kind of ferocious in the tackle, like giving away the odd free, but it's kind of no harm. You kind of have to do that to be on the edge, and it's just proven it's here. It's a different world compared to the Feis Cup final. It's just so much different levels of intensity here.
Yeah, and we always thought it would be, to be fair. We all know Wolfe Tones have been going well, and that game was a blip, I would have said. They're a better side than they showed here on Bank Holiday Monday, and they've already proved that in the first 17 minutes of this game. But it is a high energy, high octane game plan to go with, and the crucial part of it is to try and sustain that for the 60 plus minutes. But they've started well and they're in this game, and that's all that matters for Michael McDermott and his charges. But Wolfe Tones on the front foot yet again, and it is that man Dan O'Neill. He's already made a significant impact, I would have said, from last week. Alan Callahan raking ball.
Yes.
Look at that for a pass over to the far side to Cyrano Finnegan. Can he get possession? He's gone down on it, one possession, and he's taken on Geordie Muldoon. Geordie seemed to pull him down. That was intelligent play by Cyrano Finnegan.
Yeah.
He knew the tackle was coming in, leant into him, felt the contact and went down. and it's a free for Gaeil Ward to reduce the deficit to 2.
Yeah, excellent corner forward play. Bought the free, 100%. But sometimes when you buy the free, it's still deserved. He made the initial contact. He forced himself into the corner back, and the corner back just had no real choice but to foul then. So that's excellent play by Sarah Finnegan.
And a word on the pass from Alan Callahan.
Ah, sure. It took me a while to get across with the camera. It was that direct and that fast.
Arrowed over, yeah.
That was unbelievable. And that's how you break down any defence in the country. If you get direct, swift ball.
And Gaeil Ward has got the score from this time, so he's got his third. All pointed frees for the Wolfe Tones, but they have hit 3 points on the trot, and the deficit is now 2. So Gaeil Colmcille 1-2, Wolfe Tones 3 points. We've played 19 minutes in this first half, and my word, is it all to play for. Justin Carey Lynch with the kick out, launches it long. Wolfe Tones have plenty of bodies up there. Philly Ward challenged, but again, the difference in the possession, getting men in and around the middle third, and Niall O'Reilly having a stormer of a game so far. Long diagonal ball with the right foot, not really dealt with. Dropped out, it's come to Porrick Diamond. He hasn't hit it all that well. Justin Carey Lynch was where to it, and he came out in one possession. But again, Wolfe Tones causing problems in there when they get direct ball in. Here's James Riley. Gaeil Colmcille need to score. Seamus Mattimo look to take the ball into contact, and he could be done for steps here. He is. Very uncharacteristic play by Seamus Mattimo, Kieran Flynn. He looked to just drive straight at the Wolfe Tones.
Yeah, and the head went down, I think, and that's always going to get you in trouble with referees. If your head is up and your legs are moving, you'll usually get the benefit of the doubt. But if the head goes down, you're snooking yourself.
Cian Ward outside the right boot. It's a long ball in towards Cian O'Neill. Not dealt with, and it just fell favourably for Justin Carey Lynch, and there's a bit of after Sir Paulie Tormey.
Skinner Darby has his hand up, the umpire.
He does, and Paulie Tormey definitely put his man to the ground. There wasn't much in it, but the umpire went up with the hand straight away. They are wired up, so he's getting feedback.
I think all refs are wired, I think, aren't they?
to back Coyle, absolutely, Ciara. But Wolfe Tones again a possession back. Gaeil Colmcille very sloppy when they get it into the Wolfe Tones half. And real uncharacteristic play across the board. Niall O'Reilly getting a bump forward and just kicking him on a bit. Here he is. Can he play the ball into that man Stephen Shepherd? He looked to play a ball inside to Cian Ward, who's getting on plenty of ball now. Lovely cut inside by Ward. Surely a chance of a score for Cian Ward, but he kept going. Ball spilled up to O'Neill. Back to Ward. Cian Ward! Oh, brilliant stop by Justin Carey Lynch. But that has to be a warning for Kells, Kieran Flynn. Wolfe Tones are really up for this.
Yeah, and they're going for the goals. You mentioned their goal threat in the Fesh Cup when we were doing preview and review of that, and it just shows you that if you go for the goal, you can get them, but maybe the point was on in that instance. But like Cian Ward is really an accomplished goal shooter. So
yeah, I think Cian Ward is a big advocate as well for the goals in those situations. He's not going to fist the ball over the bar.
I think he'd actually be banned anyway. Fist over the bar. Has Marty Barr scored a point at the end?
Yeah.
Justin Carey Lynch is in trouble, is he? No,
I think it's Paulie Tormey, if anyone, is going to be called in here by Pat Coyle. He's had a word with both umpires.
Yeah,
and it is going to be Paulie to be called in, and just interesting to see.
It's going to be very hard not to give red here. Like usually, like for an off the ball instance, there's very few instances where the yellow card is the.
Or would it be seen as a deliberate drag down, possibly a black card?
Yeah, it's hard to know.
I didn't really see a strike in action, to
I
be
didn't see
brutally
anything
honest
because I was following the play.
Paulie's fighting his case and a yellow, and again I think that's probably about right, to be honest with you. I didn't think there was enough in it to merit a red or anything like that.
I think sometimes you just give the yellow and you don't know really what happened, and it's the fairest way.
It is the fairest way. So Wolfe Tones haven't scored 3 on the spin. Gaeil Colmcille haven't scored till about the 5th or 6th minute, so they've gone 15 minutes without a score here. And Gaeil Ward has a chance to hit his 4th consecutive point for the Wolfe Tones and reduce the deficit to just a solid 3 point. And after the start they had, that will be music to the ears of the Wolfe Tones faithful on the far side. So Gaeil Ward from the 45 strikes it well. Has it hung on? It hasn't. It's drifted to the right and it's drifted wide. So he's missed 2, he's scored 3, but there's no doubt about it, Kieran Flynn, that Wolfe Tones are the team with the momentum and the impetus here.
Yeah, there's 22 minutes played. It's 1-2 Gaeil Colmcille at 3 points Wolfe Tones. They're playing all the football. The goal is the only thing that's really separating the sides at all. And if your money was on it, it looks like the Wolfe Tones could be getting one of their own because they're playing the better football.
And that is another ball given away straight into the hands of Niall O'Reilly, who bursts forward at pace. He cuts it inside to Gaeil Ward on that left foot. Couldn't get the shot away. There was a split second where he might have done, but he just keeps going anyway and cuts inside Jordy Muldoon. Can he get a score? Was there 2 hops there? There's a big appeal, and I thought there was 2 hops in there, but the free in any such case is given out. and Gaeil Colmcille can have some respite again, and they go short with Evan Sheridan playing it inside to Shawnee Curran. He hand passes across to Fionn Riley and in turn back to Curran. Curran goes across the field, rather risky ball, but James Riley was always in control of it. He's trying to find a runner and he's found it in that man Johnny Quigley, emerging from his cornerback berth, as is James Riley. Quigley inside to Martin Barrett, the man who probably is the most lively so far. He's working extremely hard and trying to get things moving again in a forward direction for the Gaeil Colmcille men. Nice ball by Fionn Riley.
Oh,
inside
Mark.
Lovely play by Bino Hanlon.
Could he have played on?
He could, but look at this stage of the game, it's a chance of a score, settle things down, and the right man has it. Brilliant ball that time, and lovely invention and vision, I suppose, by Fionn Riley.
Absolutely. When your designated free taker does get a mark, you'd have to go with it, wouldn't you? In fairness, I'd say when other people get it, you'd be a bit hesitant maybe, and you might like to see the forward play. But when your designated free taker catches the mark, I think you're probably wise to put it over.
Absolutely, and
But great pass. You're right, though. The pass was superb.
That Bino Hanlon did, and he has got his second of the game. And Gaeil Colmcille crucially have that 3-point lead again after going some 15 minutes without a score. And again, ball kicked long by Cian Farnan, but it's surely going to be a free on the far side for an overzealous challenge on Fionn Riley. He seemed to get a clout on the back of the head or on the neck there.
Yeah, but again, he was very low to the ground. Like he I don't know what Fionn maybe was trying to lure in Pádraig Diamond. He lured him in, he went down low, but Diamond definitely hit him in the back though, so definitely a free. And Fionn's going to hurt because that was in the back. But again, he was there, like it was kind of a strange body posture by Riley. But I think Pádraig Diamond maybe saw an opportunity to lay in a bit of heavy treatment, and sometimes you can do that in the Gaelic match. If you're not set up right, you have to protect yourself just as much as others have a duty of care to you.
Yeah, and he's in a heap on the ground, and that will be a big concern to Kells, because he is really one of their, I suppose, prominent players and focal points in the middle third. We've seen the quality there in the last move with the ball, some 50-yard ball with the outside the left boot. He has that in his locker, but it looks like he is getting back up to his feet, so he should be okay, and we will restart with a Gaeil Colmcille free. And 25 minutes are gone here in this first half, so we have 5 minutes of normal time left to play, with Gaeil Colmcille holding that lead courtesy of that Martin Barrett goal, 1-3.
Brendan Halpin in there from Oldcastle. He's his lively game, Colmcille very good, so thanks on that. We have no say in the match now, we're not playing, but it is a shocking lively game. It's potentially a free, Davy, but I'd say probably just a little bit too much, probably going to ground early in that instance.
Yeah, Shane Glynn's done well back there, in fairness. He's picked up a lot of ball and he's tasked with the job of marking Bino Hanlon, but he's doing rather well so far. And Wolfe Tones adopting a long direct ball, and Thomas O'Reilly could have been awarded a free for possibly a push in the back, but again, and that could have been a free in as well for a shoulder charge, but
never
again,
mind.
Pat Coyle saying play on, lads, and Kells are happy to come out, and there's two men down in the middle of the field as well. There's an off the ball collision, but we'll follow the play with Shawnee Curran inside to Seamus Manamo turns inside, surely a free that time. He was hauled down to the ground very unceremoniously, like by Brooke O'Finnegan, but two guys that clashed. I don't think there was much in it, but Liam Ferguson, and I'm trying to work out who that is from the Wolfe Tones.
Is it Shepherd, is it? No, Shepherd standing.
It's not Shep. I'm not quite sure who it is at the moment, but they seem to just hit each other. Probably just ran directly into each other.
Is Thomas Riley standing?
No, it's actually Sarah O'Finnegan who's just getting back to his feet. Looks okay, and none the worse for that collision. And
two players definitely collided with each other though. I don't think there was any malice from either player.
No, pure accidental.
They both went down holding their knees and hips.
There was a little bit more malice in the foul by Brooke O'Finnegan, I think, to be fair. So Bino Hanlon, difficult opportunity over towards the sideline on the terrace side, wind blowing into his face, but he elects cute to go short, and Ryan Farnham is the man, and he's just about done enough.
Go on, Christo Shanky from Command and Wood is not sure.
He's not, and in fairness, Pat Coyle has taken that decision away from him and he's given the ball to Wolfe Tones.
I think that's the right call. I think Christo was edging that way, and he just obviously one of the linesmen didn't show up because Christo is not a full. He's a good man. He's been on the scene here, one of the head stewards here in Páirc Tailteann for donkey's years, and a great GA man.
Absolutely.
He's a lot of good stories now. We'll probably get him on a premium edition or something now, because he's got some great stories now.
And he's dressed for the Sunday roast as well.
Absolutely.
Afterwards, which is good to see. But Wolfe Tones coming out with the ball, and ball inside towards Dan O'Neill, but pass was short and sloppy, and Gaeil Colmcille had it, but have they lost it on the far side? They haven't, because they've won it back through Evan Sheridan. He goes through the hands, but that pass was never on. And here goes Sarah O'Finnegan. There's two men down again. There was a late collision in the middle of the field. Again, we'll follow the play, but there's two men trying to get back up to their feet, and the Wolfe Tones men coming off worse. It was Philly Ward involved, and we'll follow it with a play, and it's all happening, Kieran Flynn. There's really big hits going in all over the pitch. No quarter given.
Who would have guessed the two local rivals really like Gaelic football and want to play the game really hard? Who would have guessed? Like, they're absolutely going for every ball as if it's their last, and this is exactly why we love Gaelic football and why the GAA is the most popular sport in the country, because you can't ask for much more entertainment than this.
But there is a marked difference in the intensity that Wolfe Tones have brought to the table today versus the Fesh Cup final in 2020.
Yeah, it's an amazing difference. The intensity factor from the Wolfe Tones has increased. In fairness to Gaeil Colmcille is probably a similar performance, and maybe that's part of the reason why they're probably not dominating the game like they did the last time round. Wolfe Tones are just a different animal today.
Absolutely, and the ball has been brought in for descent, and it's going to be a lot more favourable now.
Oh, Ward's going quick,
and he's going to go for the goal. Ward!
Oh
my Ward! And the finger up there, fires out in the air. Cian Ward. That's exactly Cian Ward in a nutshell. He was brought the ball forward. He asked, could he take the ball free? Gaeil Colmcille were set up. Cian Ward blasted to the back of the net. What a finish, Kieran Flynn.
Unbelievable stuff. Like the rules on a 13-metre free is that you can't go until the referee signals you, and Patrick Coyle signalled them to go. So that's up to Gaeil Colmcille. Keep the mouth shut and get back in the line.
And we talked about Cian Ward and that gun-ho factor. When the chance is on, he will go for the goal every single time. And we have a level game in Navan. We're in the 30th minute, 1-3 apiece, and Wolfe Tones have possession, and they are the team with the momentum. They play great stuff. Niall O'Reilly coming in with a long ball. Is it going to drop short? It's going to be a free out. And Gaeil Colmcille are really rocking here, and I would suggest they need to get into half-time, Kieran, and regroup, because they're certainly been the second best team for the last 25 minutes of the game.
Unreal, and that's such an encouragement.
And it's a couple of
such
slips.
An encouragement, the Keenmore goal as well, because as you said, the gung-ho fashion, it really is kind of like that swashbuckling thing where you're kind of going for it, and it's really encouraging for the fans here, and the Wolfe Tone supporters are definitely the liveliest. And as Eamon Quinn goes, oh Wardy, you little devil, definitely. He wasn't waiting around, he just said, give me the bloody ball, and he was beckoning. It looked like he was thinking of a pass, and then he went for the goal.
He's been doing it for probably about 15 plus years in Meath football, and he's still got it. Absolutely brilliant from Cian Ward. And here is Dan O'Neill, another player that's made a huge impression in this first half, and Cian Ward once again, that man getting on possession. Nice cushion ball inside to Cian O'Neill, dished off to Niall O'Reilly, who comes through at pace. Can Niall O'Reilly get a score? But he had overcarried the ball, and Gaeil Colmcille again, that's thrown away. But we're into injury time. We played 30 seconds. Ryan Farnan making a run. He's got 4 minutes added, and that's probably not a surprise. Here's Ryan Farnan in possession. Bit of time and space for a change. He takes on Conor Shepherd. Ball inside to Beano Hanlon.
Oh, very clever, Beano.
Wrestling with Shane Glynn, and he's got the free. Cute play by Beano Hanlon. And Shane Glynn is saying, I'm the victim, not the aggressor. But it's given as a free in.
I think he wouldn't be a good defender if he wasn't looking for the reprieve of the referee. But that's kind of very similar to Tomás O'Reilly earlier in the game, where he used his body to basically protect himself. And when Beano got ahead of the play, Brian Hannon was always going to be either free or you had to let him go, and you don't let him go.
Absolutely not. And Gaeil Colmcille, rocking as they are, they have a chance to re-establish their lead here. 1-3 apiece. It's going to be Seamus Mathamo with that cultured left foot on the far side, midway between the 14 and 21 at the angle. Oh my word, he's kicked it wide. Would you believe it?
That's just kind of indicative of what's going wrong at the minute for Gaeil Colmcille.
It's an incredible miss from Seamus Mathamo, so uncharacteristic by him, and it's, as you said, synonymous of his, suppose, the way the game has gone for Gaeil Colmcille in the last few minutes. And Wolfe Tones really have them where they want them. Cian Farnan with the kick out for the Tones. Long ball towards big Alan Callahan. Philly Ward did enough just to put him off the scent, and James Riley was on hand to win possession, and he's going to try and get things moving again for Gaeil Colmcille. Ball into space from Seamus Mathamo. Can he get something going for them? Trying to run at pace, and he's, albeit a miss solo, but he's got the fisted score in the end, and he's made amends for that miss just a few moments ago, and he's fisted the ball over the bar. 32 minutes are gone. Gaeil Colmcille lead again, 1-4 to 1-3, Kieran.
And that just shows the character of Mathamo, that like it was a poor miss, and he'd be the first to tell you that. He's not going to hide behind it, but he just got the ball, brushed it aside, and scored a great score like that, bounce back. So you'd still, if you wanted to give him a last minute free or to score you the last point, I'd still bank on him or the Beano to do it for you.
And it's his first score of the day, would you believe? So long ball again. Cernor Finnegan might have been fouled, but Gaeil Colmcille have possession back. They're looking to finish this second half strong. Beano Hanlon off the left foot this time. Beano Hanlon has measured that. Has he? No, he's not. He's hit it wide again. And again, Kieran Flynn, another effort this time on the left foot. He would have liked it ideally on the right.
Yeah, he probably, you know yourself, shooting on the run is difficult. So it's a hard one. You'd expect maybe to get off the shoulders, probably easier. Damon Quinn says fair play to Pat Gaeil, letting the players do a really good traditional Meath club football. In fairness, look, you're right. This has been a great game and it's been played in the best of spirits.
Absolutely, and free for a tug down by Philly Ward on, I think, Stephen Shepherd that time, and Wolfe Tones are going to have a free. We're in the final minute of stoppage time in this first half. Highly entertaining, really competitive, and a good game to watch here, but it is Gaeil Colmcille with the slightest of leads. They lead by 1-4 to 1-3, and there's just going to be a stoppage for, I think, a head injury for Big Alan Callahan. He's gone off and he'll just be temporarily replaced, I would have said.
So it's either blood or a suspected head injury. Yeah. One of either.
And Wolfe Tones are going to just make that quick change. It will literally be for the last minute of the first half, and then they will get their man back for the start of the second, all going well. Ball by Niall O'Reilly into Dan O'Neill. Was under real duress there, Dan O'Neill.
Oh, good tackle.
Surely a free now, come on.
Oh, it's tight, yeah.
He was playing the ball as it was, and again it's been let play on, and Bino Hanlon has the ball in space. He has no real support at this stage, so he just holds possession up. Really intelligent play by Bino Hanlon. Then switched the point of the attack. Cian Farnan read it well though. Came out in one possession for the Wolfe Tones and plays it short. And that will signal the end of a highly entertaining and competitive first half of football here in Park Talton. Gaeil Colmcille raced into an early 1-2 to no score lead, but credit to the Wolfe Tones. They hit 3 points in a row. They got the goal through Cian Ward from a really lovely bit of improvisation, Kieran Flynn, from that quick free, and they're right back in this.
Yeah, it's been one of the classic games. Like, this is a group stage first round in the Fairyhouse Steel Senior Football Championship, and it's got all the bones of a knockout fixture. It's got everything so far. We've had scandal, we've had goals either end, we've had intrigue, as you said, Cian Ward just using his wisdom, and he's probably a little bit of intrigue to just bury a net that probably wasn't on. And same thing was it Matty Moe played across to Marty Barrett. Two of the experienced guys got goals. The football has been very stronger in the middle of the field. A lot of great physical contest on the kickouts. A lot of great play off the shoulders. Like, there's been great movement. I think both teams are showing that they're extremely fit. They're well able for it. So it's just been a great game. So, and again, we say anyone there who wants to comment in or has any questions or would like to make a comment on what's happening, we'll be staying live for half time. So don't end your feed. Go make your cup on tea or stay with us, and we'll just we'll have a chat about the game. But it's getting hot out there. The heat here in the box here, Christian Harris scaffolding here, we're hot.
Yeah, it is. It's a lovely day and great to see for the start of the club championship. We had a decent day yesterday as well, and Friday wasn't too bad, a couple of showers, but overall a decent weekend for the start. And we've a lot of games off this weekend as well, Kieran. It's probably going to create a bit of a nightmare, and I suppose it'd be wrong of us not to send our condolences to the family and indeed to everyone in Carnross and the passing of Gene O'Reilly last night or this morning. A great GA man and a brilliant Carnross man at that as well.
Yeah, they were due to play Boards Mill today in Kildalkey, and it's tragic because a lot of these GA men, like, they'd hate to see games be called off, but it is a mark of respect. And like, for a man like that who's been so synonymous with his club and involved with the teams, etc., and all the fundraising and etc. that's involved with being a volunteer in the club, he'll be sadly missed by his friends, his family, and of course his GA community. Yeah,
and really good GA man as well. He'd always, play in our golf classic, and we'd see him in Cortown from time to time. Very distinct smile and always good old crack. And his son Cormac is resident fullback for Carnross these days as well. So we thoughts and prayers with the O'Reilly family,
everyone from the Meath GA community. Just back then, Thomas Smith has asked, is Thomas O'Reilly injured? No, he started the game, and he started quite well. He's just probably gone out of the game slightly. Even when Wolfe Tones started playing very well, I think he was drawing a lot of drawing people out of the space, I think, a lot of cases.
To be fair, it's his older brother Niall who I'd say is making more of the inroads from this half back line. He's won plenty of possession, tackling extremely well as well. But you're right, they probably do need to get more out of Thomas. But they're well in this game, and Cian Ward has come into it the last few minutes. Caelan has been very good with his frees and set pieces as well. So it's all to play for here. And again, as we said, very little of a breeze. If trying to work it out, if anything, it might just slightly be favouring Gaeil.
Died a sign of it. Just Patrick Fife from my boys as well done, lads. Good coverage. Ref doing a good job letting it flow.
Sure.
In fairness to Patrick Gaeil, he's letting it play within the rules, but he's letting the game be played in a robust fashion. And I think that's what everyone wants: players everyone, spectators, you name it, all the stakeholders want. Nobody wants to see a free taking contest. So we're happy with this. As spectators here up in the box here, we've got the best view in the country, and anyone that's watching, you've got the second best view. But
but like, I suppose you mentioned how it's only the first round in the championship, but this is the perceived group of death with Simonstown and Manalvi. They throw in, I think, at 2:00 in Screen, if I'm not mistaken, this afternoon.
Yeah.
That's a massive game too in the grand scheme of things, and if whoever loses this, automatically you're under serious pressure, and you know you have to win your last 2 games against 2 of the big hitters in Meath GA club football.
Yeah, like Simonstown Gaels, of course, like they've been in so many county finals, they've won them themselves recently, so like they're well able, and like they're always one of the top 4 contenders really every year. So it's interesting to see how they'll get on today. Manalvi, you never know what you get with Manalvi. Manalvi can sometimes be a whipping boy in some of the league and Fesh Cup because they're missing so many county hurlers and footballers. But when it comes to championship, then they get it together and they can be quite dangerous. But you don't know what you get with them. Sometimes they get to quarterfinals, they could be absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can be terrible. So
they're a championship side though.
Yeah, nobody wants to play them though because
No,
they've got the likes of Killian O'Sullivan and Harnan, just to name 2.
And Sean Duggan, of course, the hidden gem in there.
He's hidden enough, I think, because you can't see him.
He's made the burst into the
I'm only. We're being a bit underhanded to the poor man, but a good man on social media for the crack, and he won't mind if he's watching.
Yeah. Great GA man is Duggan.
Well, and of course, these 2 teams are like, if you were picking your quarter finalists, you probably have 3 of that group nailed on to be your top 8. Like, so it's interesting to see that.
Something's got to give.
Someone's not going to get there. So you'd imagine the winner here today will be in prime position to probably get in the top 2 spots, because you'd like to think if you're winning here today, you'd have the beating of at least one more team to get into second place. But
just looking down at the substitutes as well, that man Tom Gavigan, who I've been raving about for a while now, on the bench, he came on Bank Holiday Monday, got 2 goals late in the day, got 3 goals off the bench against Simonstown just a few weeks ago. He could be potentially the game changer for Wolfe Tones.
Absolutely, Gavigan, and I suppose if Oisin Martin, it depends how long the temporary sub on Callahan is. He was quite good in the Fesh Cup as well.
Yeah.
And then the likes of Niall McLaughlin, some of the wily old foxes, when they come on, they can be dangerous. So like, I always like to see him. He was a great county footballer, and he's been a great senior footballer for a long time. But it's interesting again, you look at the Gaeil Colmcille subs as well. There's a good few lads there make the impact. Fionn Ferguson's probably not going to be playing anything today now because of it, but it's quite interesting.
Yeah, Gary McGovern, who's just below us here, stats man, or he's I don't know what he's doing. He's up to something anyway. He just sent us a picture down here of Ger Canning and Desi Dolan in the commentary box. Gov is a great GA man as well, and wears his heart on his sleeve, and he's proper Gaeil Colmcille.
Was it your Desi for the football, or because you're very drawn in the commentary?
I think you're the co-commentator, so you'd be Desi.
Oh,
I'd be
Christ!
Ger Canning.
So I'm a great corner forward, or I'm terrible in the commentary. Which hopefully is the first one.
Absolutely.
No, Desi now. I don't know if Desi's listening now, but if you were looking for,
I hope he's now. Yeah.
If he is, we wouldn't want you on the Ideal Bathrooms now. We could do better now. We have Rispin here. We're grand.
But
if you want to play for Dunsany now, we'll take you, no bother.
The half time has gone on. We don't see them being as long as they used to be when they go into the dressing rooms, Kieran. When teams tend to stay out on the pitch, half time intervals are a little bit shorter. Gaeil Colmcille are just breaking away, and Wolfe Tones will be as well.
It's just a bit hotter today. I saw both teams bringing lots of single-use plastics. That's kind of, it wasn't the norm. It's back to the norm now with our current situations. But there was an awful lot of water brought in, so I'd say water and getting the tactics. Like if you're Lar Wall, what are you saying? Like what's the message? Because you have a system, you're winning by a point. Like, so you can't be too crisis or too negative,
Yeah, and Gary McGovern getting ready to get down into his position for the start of the second half. Gaeil Colmcille are just emerging as well. I would have said, Kieran, something that they got great joy out of in the Fesh Cup final was running at the Tones, running at them at pace, and they created 6 or 7 genuine goal opportunities. Granted, they got the goal in the first half, but we haven't really seen that from the likes of Mattamo and Fionn Riley, who was a constant threat in that game.
Not a bit. And just a comment, Eamon Quincy, apologies for the numerous comments, but don't be more than welcome. The interaction is always good. Better wish the other half of the parish, and of course Ballinabrackey is a half parish with Clamore Harps. Best luck in the All-Ireland under-20 final today. Pascal Keenan will be in a hurry to get from Part Tulchin after watching his son play a corner forward for Offaly today.
Yeah.
Pascal, of course, managing Summerhill, and he managed Ballinabrackey for a long time. He's a road footballer.
Yeah.
So
big
best
day
luck
for the
to
Keelan family as well. Yeah, absolutely.
But back to the point you said about Mattamo, we haven't seen the goal threat made, but like Barrett had a chance, put it over the bar with the fist. Mattamo had a chance, put it over the fist. Ward had a similar one, went for the shot and missed, but then his attitude got him the goal. So Is that 3 versus 2?
Pure persistence.
You know, it could have been 6 versus 3. You know, it's hard to know when you bring in analytics and all the kind of factors of percentage. Like, the percentage is always going to be easier to fist it over the bar, but when you need the win.
Begin the second half.
Alan Callahan is going to wear number 23. So he has resumed on the field, but he's just going to be wearing the number 23 jersey. And it is that the aforementioned Tom Gavigan is on that wrecking ball.
Well, that was a hard one there, just to pull. Like, it was only coming together, but definitely neck and shoulder potentially injury here.
Yeah, just to go back to it, so Podge Diamond is off and Tom Gavigan is on in place of him, and he's going right in on the edge of the square. You'll see him there on Paulie Tormey. So a little bit of a rejig for Wolfe Tones, but they have got one of their hidden jewels and hidden gems onto the field, and he's going to play inside with Thomas O'Reilly in a potentially lethal 2-man full forward line. But yeah, as you said, a bit of concern here for Gaeil Colmcille, and very innocuous. I think it's
just a pull down the middle. It just, you landed, there was no protection, they had no hands or basically out to protect themselves. So as Matthew was at Busby, there's in Australia, go to Kilmeston man, says a boy Tommy Smith lad. So I think Tommy played in Australia as well.
Yeah, Tommy's from my own club. Yeah, he played with Greenwood and won the championship, absolutely. And I
think Meath is a feeder club nearly for Greenwood at times.
Yeah, definitely Corted. I know Corted have had a big representation on it over the years, and in fairness, there is a lot of Meath lads over there and kind of come and go, and they seem to be the club in question. But it is Fionn Riley again, slowly but surely getting onto his feet. He's been in the wars, Kieran, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, you know yourself, you put a target on your back, be it knowingly or unknowingly, when you put on a green and gold Meath jersey. So just got pulled to the ground. There was nothing malicious in it, just middle of the field. You're going to be in the battles, as Davey hints at.
Yeah, so it is going to be a free to the Wolfe Tones, and Sauron O'Finnegan is just going to launch it long into big Keane O'Neill in there. Brilliant little fist down by Keane O'Neill, palmed it down, knew exactly what he was doing. Caelan Ward, lovely turn, go towards goal, and turned around looking for the free, but wasn't forthcoming. And James Riley doing brilliantly at cornerback to win possession back, but he's been boxed in by the Wolfe Tones, so he's just kind of hoofed it out.
Yeah, I think that was the wise thing to do, because I think he was actually under severe pressure there.
And he's just got it away, but Wolfe Tones have it once again. Switching the point of the attack was Niall O'Reilly, lovely cultured outside of the boot ball. Dan O'Neill playing the ball in at pace to Sauron O'Finnegan. Took a few steps. Keane O'Neill, it's back to Dan, the older brother. Plays it back once again to Sauron O'Finnegan. He takes every inch and sinew out of the ball, but he does it well, and he's got Thomas O'Reilly. He plays it inside to that man, Tom Gavigan, and he's only on the pitch a matter of minutes, and Tom Gavigan, as he's been doing for the last few weeks, getting a score. That's why he should be on the pitch all of the time, Kieran.
Yeah, but I was talking to a few people from the Wolfe Tones about that question, about should he be starting, and he started a few games in the cup competitions and didn't play as well. I think he's a man that loves coming on and causing trouble.
I'd say he'd rather start though.
I know, but he loves causing trouble when he comes on.
He does, to be fair.
Shell Cummins says, come on Kells, so good to see the support from either team online.
Yeah, absolutely, and we have a level game in Navan, 1-4 apiece. We played 3 minutes into the second half. Gaeil Colmcille coming forward, and Marty Barrett was chopped down that time by, I think, Sauron O'Finnegan, and it is going to be a free in a presentable opportunity for Bean O'Hanlon to put Gaeil Colmcille back in front again.
Yeah, with atmospheric conditions here, as you said, the wind conditions definitely. Oh, Beano goes quick.
And he goes quick inside to Seamus Matamore, who again looked to be hauled down. And again, smart play by Gaeil Colmcille, playing the percentages, Kieran. It would have been a difficult opportunity initially for Bean O'Hanlon had he gone for the shot. Seamus Matamore was alive. That telepathic understanding again coming into effect.
Yeah, you just can't lay down the tools at senior football level. You have to be aware all the time. The ball is live as soon as it's in a player's hands. You just can't be resting on your laurels. You have to be aware. And Mattimo and Bean O'Hanlon are just too good. They're too good for that. You just tell them what's the score? Well, it's going to be possibly a 1-5 to 1-4 lead here for Kells.
And it is. This time Seamus Matamore makes no mistake with it. And he puts Gaeil Colmcille back in front with his first free of the afternoon. It's his second point in all, and as you say, Kieran, Gaeil Colmcille do lead once again 1-5 to 1-4.
The kickouts have been decent from both goalkeepers. It's been kind of a fairly 50-50 battle most of the time though.
Yeah, and they've both elected to go long on the majority of occasions, and this one is up to Keane O'Neill. Great pair of hands, and he's done well again with it, trying to feed the ball off, and he was adjudged to be fouled by the Gaeil Colmcille captain Liam Ferguson. Ball inside to Thomas O'Reilly, waited for it. Played Johnny Quigley at his own game. Ball inside. Surely a scoring opportunity for Sauron O'Finnegan. Wanted on the right foot. Got it on the right foot. Put it over the bar. Level game again. 1-5 apiece. Nice play by the Tones.
Yeah, just again, playing direct football, it's always going to be A good way to play football. Sauron is just getting treatment after the score. I'm not sure, I was following the ball, I didn't see the contact.
Same as he might have been hit late, because I know he had the chance to hit it on the left foot, but he checked back onto the right and he did get the score, but he might have just been clapped late. The umpires again.
But it came from Cian O'Neill won a great ball in the middle of the field. Like, he was probably just held back for the foul, so then Sauron actually kicked that free initially right bang in the middle of the field, and he was able to work the ball the whole way up through his teammates and get on the ball for the score. So that's some great movement skills to move it all the way, get your body the whole way from the middle of the field to the 20-metre line so quickly. So fair to Sauron as a sub comes on here for Gaeil Colmcille.
Yeah, sub coming on for Gaeil Colmcille on the far side.
17.
And that looks like Adam Muldoon to me. Yeah, it is. Adam Muldoon is on. Just haven't seen who's going on.
Barrett
it's
is
going to be Martin Barrett. Yeah, he's put in a brilliant shift already. Martin Barrett. He's going to go off with a goal and a point to his name. But as you say, it wasn't 100% going into this game, and to get probably
he got fouled there a minute ago with the chop. I'd say it didn't help. I'd say
to get 40 minutes out of him, you know, I think that was probably all that could have been expected by Gaeil Colmcille. But we have a free this time to the Kells men. They've managed to retain their own kick out, and Geordie, brother of Adam, playing the ball long and could play that time by the centre half back. Shane Glynn did extremely well to win possession and win the free at that, and Wolfe Tones confidence growing the whole time. They know they're in this game, and here is Tom Gavigan. Could have taken the mark but elected to play on. Not sure was that the best decision, but they have the momentum and they have the runners off the shoulder. Gavigan trying to get possession again. He's got it too. He's been jolted forward, but he manages to give it out to Shepherd. Shepherd to Sauron O'Finnegan. Will he have a crack at this with the right foot? Instead it goes back to Alan Callan. He'll switch the point of the attack, and patient play by the Wolfe Tones. Here's Dan O'Neill at pace. He's been superb so far, Dan O'Neill, cutting inside, but the ball just doesn't go to hand, and it's one back. Good defending that time by Gaeil Colmcille. Staying down was Dan O'Neill after a late hit. Again we'll follow the play with Ryan Farnham, and he's been cynically enough taken off by Cian Ward there, Kieran Flynn.
Yeah, I don't think it's a black card though. I think Cian was just using again his experience just to know that if he gets the body across, he'll do okay to slow the play down. Just someone asked how long it's gone, but just hit the 7th minute here. And it's a draw match.
In the second half, yeah. So 42 minutes gone in all, and possession.
I think the black could be harsh here. I think yellow might be fair because he just grabbed the jersey. He didn't pull down, he pulled back. Yeah.
And it is going to be yellow, as you say, right decision made. And in fairness, Pat Coyle hasn't made too many mistakes, if any, today so far. And again, being consistent as he was in the first half. And
he's fair and consistent. I think that's all you can really ask for as a ref, because you're going to make mistakes, same as any player out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So Gaeil Colmcille get things moving again from the free. They go back to go forward with James Riley coming out with the ball, and he's been an ever-present threat, and that's a massive hit on the far side. My word, what a hit by Stephen Shepherd. Two men go.
The camera shook even with that.
A seismic shock here. And Seamus Matimo is dispossessed again, taking the ball into the tackle, and Wolfe Tones have it back. Dan O'Neill is that man. He's done extremely well, and coming forward with it this time is Sauron O'Finnegan. He gets the ball to Cian O'Neill. Cian O'Neill in turn on to Caelan Ward here on the terrace side. Has a bit of time and space to look forward. Nothing happening initially. He hits it with the outside of the left into nobody into particular. Really good play. Could have taken a defensive mark probably at that time.
Was he gone inside the 45 or not?
He might have been actually, in fairness, but I think it was Adam Muldoon.
Didn't want it anyway.
Back there doing well, or it could have been Geordie. He passes to Evan Sheridan, and he was looked to be pushed over the line really. And referee says it was shoulder to shoulder, and it's going to be a line ball to the Wolfe Tones, and they're warming to their task.
I think if you run down the sideline like that, you're always liable to be in trouble. So
Niall O'Reilly, ball inside to Caelan Ward. Caelan Ward to Sauron O'Finnegan. Finnegan cuts inside. Can he get it back to Sauron, or can he get it back to Caelan? He can on that left foot. He tees it up. Oh, he's got it all wrong though, and it hasn't really travelled whatsoever. It's still high into the air, and James Riley was watching it underneath and did extremely well for Gaeil.
So is it?
And it is going to be the Gaeil Colmcille man here on
Gary was
Gary was
no,
cute.
Keg was there. Cormac Keegan.
Keegan, I think Niall Flanagan as well is the selector. They're both put out, and Christo's just having a word.
Christo's telling him, don't get me in trouble.
But you'd want eyes in your back of your head with these Kells men, Kieran Flynn.
Yeah, they're wily now.
Absolutely. So back to the action anyway. More importantly, Gaeil Colmcille coming out with it again, and it's that man James Riley again.
Some great
nice improvised
close
play
quarters
by
there now.
Paulie Tormey did extremely well to retain possession, and Johnny Quigley again can come out with it. back inside by Jordy Muldoon, and Gaeil Colmcille boxed in. They can't really get up the field at the moment as quickly and as efficiently as they'd like, and that's credit to the Wolfe Tones for this incredible level of intensity they've brought to the table so far. Jordy Muldoon cutting it inside, and Philly Ward going with the outside the right boot, direct ball, but again it's just evaded Seamus Matamo, it's evaded everybody, and it's gone harmlessly out over the end line for a wide ball.
Yeah, it's been an excellent game for such a low scoring game, 1-5 apiece. Like, we're coming up 10 minutes played, 1-5 apiece. If someone saw that now on a Twitter feed, they'd say, oh Christ, this must be awful stuff. But when you're seeing it in person, you're seeing a ding-dong battle here, and it's just not a high-scoring game, but it's still shocking exciting.
It is shocking exciting, and Evan Sheridan has got possession from the Wolfe Tones kick out. Gaeil Colmcille needs something, and
the advantage.
Johnny Curran didn't take that exactly.
Good. No, I think that's right though. Packhoyle didn't penalise him for. When you get pulled by the neck, you shouldn't be the one that gets penalised, so well played by the ref.
Yeah, and there was a slight advantage on, and he sort of did get that in the end, but again Wolfe Tones had possession back, and Thomas O'Reilly dishing it off to Cian Ward. Cian Ward on the left foot. Does he want it on the left foot?
It was well
played by Liam Ferguson, and the free in the end for Cian Ward, and he's kicked the ball away. It's going to be brought forward, and it's going to be a double whammy, but that was brilliant play by Liam Ferguson, the Gaeil Colmcille captain, to get a tackle in on Wardy.
Serious stuff. Like, he's renowned, Ferguson, for his work rate and his speed tracking back. So there's some great stuff by Ferguson, that must be said.
Yeah, and I think this is going
Martin
to be,
again, is it?
It is. It's Oisin Martin onto the field, and we're just trying to work out who's gone off. I think it's going to be Caelan Ward on the far side. So Oisin Martin is onto the field in place of Caelan Ward.
Thomas Smith goes shout out to the great Paddy Diamond.
Yeah, Paddy Diamond. I know he's a work colleague at Tommy's, and he's a selector with the Wolfe Tones as well, a stalwart in the Wolfe Tones club. Here's Justin Carey Lynch approaching midfield outside of the right boot, and it goes it evades everybody except Keane Farnan, goalkeeper to goalkeeper that time. But Wolfe Tones crucially have possession, and just as well, there's a bit of a loose connection, and it looked like Adam O'Neill could have been in trouble there for a time, but he's got his free courtesy of a bit of an over-exercised solo Kieran Flynn that time.
Possibly now, yeah. Interesting technique there now. If you're teaching the goal games kids now, you'd be probably fixing that technique now.
So Wolfe Tones have possession. They've dominated a lot of possession in the second half. We still have a level game here, by the way, people. So it's 12 minutes gone in the second half, 1-5 apiece, and really is. Scores are hard to come by, but it's very competitive all over the pitch, and it's what we want in senior championship football. Here is Sauron O'Finnegan for the Wolfe Tones. Been tracked all the way by Ryan Farnan, but he's got away, burst at pace, gets him away from the attentions, but hooked, you could say, brilliantly that time, and Fionn Riley can open up the afterburners.
That's your hurling coming in there, Davey. You said you're a dual star now.
Absolutely. Fionn Riley was hauled to the ground. He needed to be stopped, because once Fionn gets going and he gets opened up, he's a dangerous man and very hard to stop. So Gaeil Colmcille will go back with a free for Liam Ferguson, and
probably haven't seen as much of Fionn Riley in open play. Like,
no, they've
some
done
great kicks now, some great kicks and some great individual moments. Just hasn't dominated like he did in the Fesh Cup final.
And that's testament to Dan O'Neill, who's come into the side, after a long layoff. I know he's kept himself relatively fit over in London, but good to see him back and playing for the Tones, and definitely made a big impact today. Here's Evan Trigger Sheridan, got 2 or 3 points in the Fesh Cup final. Long ball into space, but good. Adam O'Neill read that brilliantly and cut inside and cut out the attentions of Seamus Matamo, and Wolfe Tones once again defensively sound, and they're going to have a free out with Dan O'Neill outside the right. It's a lovely ball across the field to Niall O'Reilly to Alan Callaghan, big Alan Callaghan, we're number 23. Shocking pass by Alan Callaghan, and Gaeil Colmcille once again have possession back. Lovely pick up and spin by Fionn Riley. He's been fouled and he's going to have a free, and there is going to be a change on the far side as well for Wolfe Tones when Pat Coyle allows it to happen, and it is going to happen now. So we're just going to try and work out.
Someone in the crowd says it's not rugby now, but I don't know if I think we're all well aware of that.
Yeah, so it's going to be number 25, Robbie White. Robbie White is onto the pitch, and just trying to work out who is the man going off.
Nobody's got number 5.
It could be Niall O'Reilly. Yeah. I'm a bit surprised if there's not an injury in that.
He's looking sluggish going across now.
He's put a serious amount into the first 45 minutes of this game. Absolutely brilliant from Niall O'Reilly. Huge impression, and there's going to be certainly a loss for the Tones, but they're right in this game, and Bean O'Hanlon just outside the 45 from the ground, strikes it well. Has it got the sufficient distance? You bet it has. Bean O'Hanlon for Gaeil Colmcille. My word, they needed that, Kieran Flynn.
Yeah, just good play by Gaeil Colmcille to force the issue and get the free, and Of course, Brian Bean O'Hanlon is going to be one of your better free takers in the county, and when you give him an opportunity, he usually avails of it. So again, this is a classic group game here we're watching in Páirc Tailteann.
Absolutely. Gaeil Colmcille 1-6, Wolfe Tones 1-5. We have played 15 minutes of this second half. Cian Farnan launches it down the middle, broke it down brilliantly that time by Sheridan, and reading possession was Jordy Muldoon, but no free given, and Cyrano Finnegan was the man into it. Thomas O'Reilly sliding in, Liam Ferguson followed it right the way through, chipped it
danger.
up, or tried to chip it up to Paulie Tommy.
But hit.
Has it gone at the expense of a 45? The umpire's not sure.
Pat Coyle, his father.
He's given it as a wide, so it's a bit of a let-off for Gaeil Colmcille.
I think I'd have to agree with the umpire. Yeah, I think so.
They almost ended up in real trouble there, Kieran.
Yeah, of their own making. A lot of unforced errors there in quick succession. So they won't want that to be happening again. But it's exciting stuff.
It is exciting stuff, and low scoring, but high on drama and intensity, as you said. So 15 and a half minutes gone. Justin Carey Lynch is going to take this kick out. 1-6 to Gaeil Colmcille, 1-5 to the Wolfe Tones, 1 point between the sides. Carey Lynch launches it long. Big Philly Ward getting up and winning it brilliantly. Lovely play by Philly Ward, and Bean O'Hanlon has a bit of space at time. Fist that ball forward. He's asked a lot of trigger Sheridan, but he's done well to get it. Can he get up and keep possession? There's roars, and Gaeil Colmcille are beaten, but the ball is there for the Wolfe Tones, and they can come out with it with Alan Callahan.
Joanne Bryan says, come on, the Tones. So definitely they must be hearing you across the airwaves.
The whole of Wolfe Tones are fired up with Cian Ward. Dan O'Neill giving him an option down the flank. Ward, traditional player, lovely ball into space. Dan O'Neill again, cutting inside, going looking for the contact, and
good
he's
defending.
got the contact, and heavy hits coming in from Gaeil Colmcille, and they've won possession back, and that could potentially be a massive turnover. But look at Stephen Shepherd in there battling away, and he's won a free. Kieran Flynn, my word, what a massive psychological win that is for the Wolfe Tones.
Unbelievable stuff. That was superb tackling by Gaeil Colmcille. They'd robbed the ball, but Shepherd wasn't going to let it go, and absolutely bombarded himself in like a bit of a missile, and just threw himself in, got the ball, and then got fouled. Simon Cal comes in. Copenhagen Gaels here. Paddy Doyle here beside us here.
He's coming up for a few words in this.
Too much zoom, I can't get him there now. So we have a bit of talking here.
There is going to be a chat to Ryan Farnan, who's received a yellow card for Gaeil Colmcille. So probably the 4th or 5th we've seen dished out. It hasn't been a dirty game in any way.
But probably because the cards just been dished out at the right times, maybe just kept a bit of dampeners on some of the extracurricular activities, as we call it.
Poor Niall Flanagan is trying to stay outside the pitch, but he keeps getting drawn in to the inside, and he's staying away for the minute. But Cian Ward has brought this one out.
Caelan, of course, substituted, so it's back to Cian.
To the master.
Yeah.
And he's
hard to come in, you know yourself with freezing that. It's hard to just come in when you're not been taking them. I know they'd be practicing them all the time, but it's hard in the game.
He's done this probably thousands of times in his career from this distance. Familiar stance, familiar strike, but it's gone to the left and it's gone wide.
I just think it's just hard to step in as a free taker. As Sinead Curran says, come on the Gaels.
Come on the Gaels, and they do lead by 1 point going into this second and final water break. 1-6 to Gaeil Colmcille, 1-5 to the Wolfe Tones, and Kieran, it's exactly what we want and what we didn't get 2 weeks ago. It's all to play for.
Yeah, it's end to end, everything you expect from a neighbourly championship match. It's hard. It's hitting fair and hard up and down the field, but there's been kick passing, there's been shouldering, there's been playing off the shoulder, running. Like, there's some great athleticism. I said Sarah Finnegan ran from the middle of the field to the 20-metre line and scored in moments. It took him up the field. There's been so many standout players. It's going to be difficult now to pick the ideal Bathrooms man of the match after this, because there's been so many players influence the game in such positive fashion, and we don't have a standout, we'll say a free taker or a scorer today, so it's going to be hard to pick the man of the match, but it's been a great game. Just
a half-time score in the Meath Intermediate Championship. It's Ballinlough 6 points and Michael's 5 points at half-time in that game, so all to play for in Martry in that second half.
2 o'clock.
It's at 2. It's not on yet. No. Man looking here for Simonstown and Manalvi, and that.
So it's a draw.
Tensions will turn to that as well. I'm sure there might be a few people even here trying to get over for that game, but as we said, it's starting in 10 minutes, so you'll be doing extremely well to get over in time for particularly.
The M3, the screen there's not too bad now, but we don't condone fast driving on this channel now.
You might make the second half if you're lucky. But there's so much to be sorted out here before attention's turned to screen and to that other game in the group. So We have played 18 minutes in this second half and we are ready to go, and a bit of a partisan atmosphere in the stand. I would have said Gaeil Colmcille probably outdone in terms of numbers, Kieran Flynn, by the
which
Tone
is
supporters,
rare because they normally
unusual.
bring, like the Tones have brought a lot more than they did for the Fesh Cup.
Yeah.
Championship is more, maybe Gaeil Colmcille. Maybe some supporters said that'll be another whitewash and they didn't want to come, but the Tones obviously knew something else.
Absolutely, and they have proved their work today. They're still in this game, but they still have to see this job through. They trail by a point. Gaeil Colmcille 1-6, Wolfe Tones 1-5. Justy Carey Lynch with the restart from the kick out, and he's going to look long and he's going to angle it over towards this terrace side where he's going to try and pick out Philly Ward. Broken down brilliantly by Cyril O'Finnegan, but Liam Ferguson is the man getting down and winning possession, and a high challenge coming in by O'Finnegan, and it's going to be a free to Gaeil Colmcille. And you'd imagine it, true to form, it should be yellow card for a high challenge.
Contact to the neck of the head is deemed a yellow card, so it's one of the bits that GA is trying to get right. Like, it is a consistency. If all the refs can do that, then at least you know if you hit a lad on the edge, you're going to get a yellow card. So
sure,
it's hard though because we're encouraging fairly heavy tackling, and it probably discourages a bit of tackling sometimes because you're worried about making contact. Like, Sauron probably has to be his best behaviour now, and we don't want that either as spectators. We want it to be heavy hitting the whole time, but at the same time you don't want lads' head taken off.
Liam Ferguson with the ball, but it was carried out surely by Conor Shepherd. Adam Donnelly is onto the pitch. Who's got off, Kieran?
Didn't hear it just because we were live action as we heard it.
Yeah. Try and figure that out now in a second.
He's gone to half forward there, so.
I'm not quite sure. It could.
That was a mad ball across.
Yeah, a bit of a raffle there by Mattimo, and Wolfe Tones again swallowing that up, and they can come out with it. And Cyril O'Finnegan back in his own half back line, working hard. Shane Glynn switching the point of the attack to Alan Callahan. He passes it inside to Bruic O'Finnegan. Bruic O'Finnegan to Shane Glynn. Glynn riding the challenge and coming out with possession. Wolfe Tones all the time getting more and more confident. Long typical ball by Alan
brilliant.
Callahan. Super ball into space, and it's that man Tom Gavigan surrounded by Gaeil Colmcille
just went into the
defenders.
contact,
and James Riley is the man who's done it on countless different occasions, sweeping up on the far side, and he gets it to Adam Muldoon, roared on by the Gaeil Colmcille faithful, playing it inside. Nice ball to that man, only in Adam Donnelly getting his first touch. Sheridan in turn across to James Riley. Was a good offer here on the far side by Colin Courtney, wasn't picked out though, and Shawnee Curran, the wily old fox Shawnee Curran, playing the ball inside to Fionn Riley. They need some of Fionn's magic. Here's Evan Sheridan, can he provide something? He jinks inside, he's a very far way from goal, and he's lost possession, and
down a bit of an alley.
It's soccer styled out to Bino Hanlon. Nice play by Bino, really efficient and effective. Flick up and pass outside to Shawnee Curran. Big strong strapping man is Shawnee, and he's won the free. Massive moments coming up here, and a chance with 10 minutes to go, Kieran Flynn, for Gaeil Colmcille to establish a 2-point lead.
Yeah, a lot of I'd say naive forward play there, which is uncharacteristic of them, going down kind of into alleyways and kind of getting themselves into trouble. But they still had the wherewithal to get out of there, and the Wolfe Tones probably will be annoyed that they fouled on the sideline, even though that might be outside the scoring zone for a lot of players. It mightn't be outside the Beano's one, so.
Yeah, well, he has delivered on countless different occasions. This is an extremely tough proposition for Bino Hanlon, but if there's ever a man capable of Meath club football of scoring something like this at this time of the game with this sort of pressure, and there's a clap on the far side by one of the Wolfe Tones supporters. Bino Hanlon hits it high, but he's hit it wide as well, so wide on the near side, and
possibly was a good foul in hindsight.
Yeah, absolutely. Ahmed Lawal, I think, is
going
to be coming on, and someone being helped off on the far side. Possibly could be Adam Muldoon. I'm just trying to look, is the substitute getting substituted?
I think so, yeah.
He was injured again up to this point, and he's going to be.
Number 17, Adam Muldoon, has been replaced by number 19, Ahmed Lawal.
Lawal is on for Adam Muldoon. He's rather gingerly going off on the far side. Looks devastated as well. That'll be a big blow because he's a man only coming back from injury. So Gaeil Colmcille are down to the bare bones. They've lost a couple of their key protagonists, and the emphasis is just going to be on seeing this game out. And again, Evan Sheridan is going to be brought to the attentions of the referee. I think he might have a
Colmcille maybe.
Colmcille possibly, yeah. So for the third time we're going to have
when you're abusing a referee, you should always go and pretend you've got a gum shield in your mouth, because you can't mouth to the ref. if you have a gum shield.
True that. So Keane Farnan for the third time lucky, hopefully, can get us going with the restart.
Hope he didn't give away too much with the first two.
I don't think he did. It's going long like the other two, and it goes to the far side this time towards Stephen Shepherd. Brilliantly broken down by Shepherd. And here is Thomas O'Reilly trying to pick out someone inside. Long ball, but Tormey getting just something on it. And Jordy Muldoon picking up the pieces for Gaeil Colmcille. Can he get possession out? And he was surely fouled there by Stephen Shepherd, who was looking for steps. And
don't call me Shirley.
I think Tom Gavigan finished off the job by bringing him to the ground, and they're baying for blood on the far side too.
Yeah, they're saying the Keane Ward made contact, I think maybe in the lower abdomen region. But I don't know, that would be very uncharacteristic of Keane Ward to do something like that.
I thought Tom Gavigan was in the mix as well, so possibly
there's just 23 minutes played, 1-6 to 1-5, someone asked there.
There will be quite a few minutes of injury time, we know that already, because it has been quite stop-start in the second half, and that ball's going to feed right the way through. Shane Glynn,
that's ball,
I would have said so too, but Andy Smith on the far side,
he doesn't have the benefit
to the fury of the Wolfe Tones faithful. They're on their feet, they're pointing fingers and all sorts at him, and I would have said that was
we had the benefit of the angle as well, because I think it came from our angle, so it's hard. Maybe they should wire us up too. We could be the video referees, Davy.
VAR. In any such case, it is going to be a line ball to Gaeil Colmcille, and Beano Hanlon, is he going to have a go at this?
No, he thought about it, I think. But
he's going to launch it into the mix here, and he's trying to pick out Seamus Mattimo.
Mattimo's up,
brilliantly knocks it down to Fionn Riley. Fionn Riley puts it over the bar. That's brilliant play by Gaeil Colmcille. Lovely ball by Beano Hanlon. Seamus Mattimo knocked it down nonchalantly. Fionn Riley put it over the bar, and it all came from the wrong call on the far side.
Don't say that. Because sometimes you can just shove your tactics board up, where, and just lamp it in sometimes when you've got the players. But definitely, we saw it in the County Hurling final last week where a line ball should have been given and it wasn't. It was a 1-point game. So hopefully it's not a 1-point game today, because that could have been the wrong decision.
Right this minute it's a 2-point game. Gaeil Colmcille won 7, Wolfe Tones won 5. We have 5.5 minutes of normal time left to play. Wolfe Tones have possession. Stephen Shepherd trying to get Oisin Martin in on it. He's been tackled vigorously this time by the substitute Adam Donnelly. Donnelly doing well to hold him up, and then Trigger Sheridan coming in trying to delay him as well.
Yeah.
He's been done for steps, and Fionn Riley was the man to make the last telling contribution.
They could have done him 3 times. He just didn't seem to be willing to play it at all, Oisin.
Yeah, absolutely. Gaeil Colmcille using all of their game management, their experience. They're quite a seasoned team. They've been on the road a long time now, and they're going to have to call on all of this to get over the line. But crucially, they lead by 2 points, and they have possession on the far side for the umpteenth time with James Riley. Adam Lawal. Was that ball shoveled away? And it was an illegal hand pass, Kieran Flynn.
Well, I don't even know, was it even a hand pass at all? I think it was just a throw, full stop. I think there was no even attempt of a hand pass. I think it was just a full-on throw.
It was nice to look at though. And Gaeil Colmcille once again have possession. Liam Ferguson going forward. Conal Courtney had to stretch for it, but he got possession. He's been tackled by Oisin Martin and he's swallowed up. Liam Ferguson trying to get out with it, and somehow they managed to retain it with Donnelly.
Get out of the middle and get the width.
They just need to get possession out to the flanks, and they've got one of their key men in Jordy Muldoon, the county star, coming forward with it. Trigger Sheridan to the wall, but that ball hasn't got to hand, and coming out of it is Adam O'Neill. O'Neill to Thomas O'Reilly. O'Reilly flicks it forward. Here's Oisin Martin. Keane Ward is making a strong run as well down through the middle. It's a bit of a decoy run, but in the end he gets possession. Ward off the left foot. He's got it for the Wolfe Tones. And they have it back to a point. Keane Ward off his left. It's his first point from play in this game. He's now got a goal and a point to his name.
Bit of injury stuff in the middle there. I think, is that Liam Ferguson just hit Tomas O'Reilly, and the two lads are just feeling a bit worse for wear.
But Gaeil Colmcille were eventually caught here on. They didn't really ever look in control of that move. And eventually they coughed it up. A good play by Oisin Martin. Waited for the run of Keane Ward. He got the score. We have a 1-point game.
So we talked about that before of last week's, the horseshoe movement of getting it back and around and trying to avoid contact. When you go into contact at this level, there's just too big and strong of a men out there. It's just not hard. It's just not possible to go through contact like that.
Yeah, Brewick O'Finnegan definitely unceremoniously clattered Fionn Riley, and it is going to be a free.
Fionn Riley will have some bruises on him.
He will. But he's not a dual player, so I don't think he'll be out in the hurling championship next weekend. To the relief, I suppose, of Blair Wall and Go here, from a football standpoint, anyway. So Brewick is going to get a talk or two, and you'd imagine he probably he will receive the yellow card, and does.
Not a bad yellow card though. Stopped the play and got a big hit in on an opposition key player.
Seamus Matamore trying to pick out Bino Hanlon. Familiar run, jump, pass. He's got Conal Courtney. Courtney thought about the shot but thought better of it. He passes to Hanlon. Evan Sheridan let that hang in the air. Lovely improvised play by Seamus Matamore. Liam Ferguson bursted through.
No, I
Referee says
know.
no
I think he's right.
He says no free. They're furious at the far side. That was a bit of a drag down. And Philly Ward could be in a bit of trouble here.
Yes,
if that was deemed as cynical, Kieran Flynn, that would be a black card.
If it's a deliberate pull down, he could get the sin bin 10 minutes.
And Gaeil Colmcille will
It's always frustrating because they'll feel that they should have had a free, only 5-10 seconds previous.
He's given a yellow.
Yeah, I don't think there was a pull down per se. I think it was again one of these kind of pull of the jerseys. The score is 1-7 to 1-6 for Gaeil Colmcille. 28 minutes.
28 minutes gone, and it is going to the wire in Park Talton. Here is Adam O'Neill, Thomas O'Reilly. Can the Wolfe Tones get the equaliser? Thomas O'Reilly going over and back. He finds Dan O'Neill. Dan O'Neill juggled with it slightly, but he's got possession and he makes one of those trademark runs forward. He didn't really look up that time, but thankfully Oisin Martin was aware to it. And Martin getting it away to Cian Ward. Okay, it's a free for Wolfe Tones. Wardy says settle down and he may well have a go at this. Can Cian Ward produce a moment of magic here? He's probably about 55 metres as the crow flies, Kieran Flynn, to the goals.
Absolutely, yeah. There's over 400 people watching us here. You're all welcome on the Ideal Bathrooms Meath TV as Ward opts to go backwards and build the attack as all 15 Kells players are inside their half and only 3 of them are outside the 45. So
absolutely,
batten down the hatches.
Batten down the hatches, and it is going to be a thrilling finale to a cracked senior championship game. Here is Cian Ward, Alan Callaghan, Oisin Martin. Gaeil Colmcille need to be disciplined in their defence. Cian Ward hasn't struck that at all well. Dropping in and around.
Or has he?
Possession up for grabs. But James Riley, the man who's mopped up so much back there, getting on possession and keeping it through the hands through Geordie Muldoon. We are into the 30th and final minute of normal time. But the ball has been overcarried and it's going to be a free into the Wolfe Tones. And again, we're going to have a chance for the Tones to level this game up.
Yeah, and who's going to take it now? Caelan Ward's not in the field. Who's the left-footed option? Oisin Martin, maybe? Or
yeah, it is going to be Oisin Martin. He's the man jogging across to this. What a massive free in the grand scheme.
And it's his first free of the match too, I think, is it?
It is indeed, Jen. It's his first shot at goal. He's having a little look around, but surely he'll be going at the post. It's a massive pressured free. We are into the final minute of the game. We will wait to see eagerly what will be added. Are we going to have a level game going into that injury time? He's looking back. Michael McDermott gave him an instruction.
Tell him to go back. Don't lose us.
I don't know what the call was. He's dropped it. He did never really look.
No, he never wanted it. Never wanted it.
He's pulled it wide, and we are into the injury time. We'd imagine to be at least 4 minutes added, Kieran Flynn.
Yeah.
Crucially though, Wolfe Tones trail by a point. It's Gaeil Colmcille 1-7, Wolfe Tones 1-6.
We don't know yet.
We're waiting with everybody else to
keep
find out.
Keep playing for the draw, I think. We'll keep playing for the draw.
Next score wins, shall we say. Justin Carey Lynch with the kick.
And of course, no added time or no extra time today. It's a draw, a win or a loss.
Win or a loss. Seamus Matamore trying to get down on it, but he didn't. And Sarah Finnegan has it. Cian Ward now going forward is Oisin Martin. Can he redeem himself? Making a decoy run was big Tom Gavigan. He's been the super sub on countless different occasions. Tom Gavigan has it stayed on. It has.
Oh, you buyer!
Has equalised for the Wolfe Tones. 31 minutes on the clock.
Blow it up.
He's done it before, he's done it again. Tom Gavigan is the man for Wolfe Tones. 1-7 apiece here in Park Talton, and we're into the 32nd minute of the game.
We're getting the announcer. See Jim Muller, you think, is take over the mic, or John Kavanagh still?
Thank you for your cooperation.
All right, so he doesn't have
the announcement we wanted.
No,
John.
he wasn't told, obviously. So we're.
No patients entered the pitch after the game. 1-7 apiece here in Park Talton. Long ball by Justin Carey Lynch. We play on. Is there going to be a winner in this game? Wolfe Tones have possession. Shane Glynn looked like he was charging.
Stand up, that's it.
But he stood up and he was dragged down then by Evan Sheridan.
Bring it up.
Shane Glynn. Here is Cian Ward trying to settle things down. Crucially, Wolfe Tones have possession here and Wardy has it.
The next shot could be the winning shot, I think.
It's been brought up. It's going to be a score.
You can count the meters.
It's going to be it's going to be a scoring opportunity though. If Cian Ward can strike this well, he has a chance to potentially win it. It's a long way out though. It's about 55, 60 metres.
You have two options really, the 1-2 or you got to place it. He's going for the 1-2.
He's gone for the 1-2 and he's picked out Thomas O'Reilly, the county man. He's got Liam Ferguson for company. Thomas O'Reilly cutting inside, didn't want it on the left foot, so he goes back and keeps possession. Not too much available at the moment, but he's found Dan O'Neill. Dan O'Neill bouncing it forward. Thomas O'Reilly once again. And Wolfe Tones have possession. Gaeil Colmcille have every single man back inside their own 45. Here is the cornerback for the Wolfe Tones, Conor Shepherd, trying to engineer something for the Tones. Sarah O'Finnegan, is there a winner on this? O'Finnegan looked like he was going to have a go. Cut inside, made a few yards, and it's a free out.
Overcarried it possibly.
Overcarried it, and Wolfe Tones have given up possession, and Gaeil Colmcille can go forward with
Let's see you, Gaeil Colmcille. Can you do it?
Can they do it? James Riley over to the far side. Here is Liam Ferguson. Seamus Mattamo makes the run, but it's a terrible ball, and Dan Sheridan is cut inside, and there's going to be another free to the Wolfe Tones. Hauled down was Dan O'Neill, and Cian Ward again trying to settle things down and get possession, but once again it's been brought up to the 45.
That's a shoot now. You can shoot that.
Has spotted something, and this is going to
Shawnee
be a
Curran,
massive
I think,
free.
had something to say.
34. We're into the 34th minute of the second half. 4 minutes into injury time, and Cian Ward has a potential opportunity to win this game for the Wolfe Tones.
I think they've just asked that question. I could see communication between the ref and between O'Neill and Ward, and then he looked at his watch and then he gave an instruction. So Cian Ward is possibly the only man out there, bar the ref, that knows how long is left.
Cian Ward on the 45 metre line to the terrace side. He's about 50 metres from goal as the crow flies. Cian Ward getting some verbals from the few on the stand or on the terrace side. He struck it well, but it's dropping short.
Still in? No.
It's been hit wide, and a respite for the Wolfe Tones, for Gaeil Colmcille rather, 1-7 apiece. 34 minutes gone. We're deep into injury time. Is Pat Coyle going to blow the full-time whistle here and settle for a point apiece?
Does he look like he's going to play or not? He's looking at his watch.
He's had a look at the watch. He's had a look at both watches. One left, one right. Justin Carey Lynch with the
One
kick
more
out.
play.
We play on. Can Fionn Riley get up and win possession for Gaeil Colmcille? Liam Ferguson has it, but it's all over. It's all over in Navan, and they settle for a point apiece. Applause from the Wolfe Tones. They battled extremely hard. They were 1-2 to no score down, but they recovered. They ended up taking the lead, but they trailed for most of the second half. And both teams, both of these great rivals, are going to settle for a point, Kieran Flynn.
I don't know if they wanted to settle for a point, but I think in the scheme of the game, very much probably the fairest result overall. And thank lads, great entertainment. The two teams provided just a great entertaining game of Gaelic football. It all worked. There was no real mistakes. We'll say the officials got the vast majority of the decisions right. The players were entertained. There was only a few mistakes in it, but overall I'd say there'll be helicopters heading over to screen now to see how Simon Sownham and Alvey get on. So as Shell Cummins says, well done, and Connell says Tones probably deserved the win, to be honest, possibly ever so slightly.
Yeah, I think draw is probably the fair result.
I think so, overall.
I don't think either of them were at their brilliant best today either. A lot of missed opportunities and that, and at the end of the day it's a point apiece, but what it does do, it absolutely blows this group wide open.
Absolutely. Top two will qualify to the quarter-finals this year. It doesn't go straight to semis like it did last year in the shortened year. We have a full-fledged championship. There's quarter-finals, so Davy Rispin's just heading off, but we probably have to pick our man of the match before we go. Last thing for you.
Yeah, I suppose on the Wolfe Tones team, they had some brilliant performances. The likes of I thought Cian O'Neill, Sarah O'Finnegan were very good. Dan O'Neill came into the side, was superb. Niall O'Reilly in the first half before he went off was brilliant. On the Gaeil Colmcille half, again probably defensively you'd have to look at them. I thought James Riley was outstanding. Geordie Muldoon superb at centre half back. But the man I'm going to go for is the man that came into the side, and that's Dan O'Neill. I thought he was brilliant. I thought he really took the game to Gaeil Colmcille at every given opportunity, and was a massive addition to their side today, and he is the Ideal Bathrooms man of the match.
Perfect. So we're going to leave coverage. The Oldcastle will be streaming the intermediate fixture against Meath Hill, so for anyone that's watching and wants to watch, there's of course loads of clubs are streaming games today, so if you check the club social media feeds, there are loads of games to be streamed today, and of course the Meath ladies will be playing on TG Cahir today as well. So, and then we'll be back at 5 p.m. for the Ideal Bathrooms Meath GATV. We'll watch Summerhill and Centralstown play in the Fairyhouse Steel Senior Football. So thanks for everyone, and hopefully the next game is half as good and you'll have an exciting time. Slán go fóill.